All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that, it affects all of us every single day, but we hardly ever talk about it this way. I'm talking about the hidden crisis of sleep equity. So let me just ask you something straight up. Think about it for a second. A really good night's sleep. That full, deep, restful sleep? Does that feel like a basic need, or does it feel kind of like a luxury? Well, here's the thing. For millions and millions of people all over the world, it is a luxury. No question. It's something that's just totally out of reach. And that right there, that's the huge problem we're going to dig into today. So this leads us to this big idea, right? It's called the sleep equity gap. And yeah, it's a term you've probably never heard before, but trust me, it describes this huge global problem. Okay, so what does sleep equity even mean? It's actually a pretty simple idea, but it's so powerful. It's the belief that all these amazing scientific breakthroughs we're making in sleep health, they shouldn't just be for people who can afford it. They should be for everybody, no matter who you are or where you live. Accessible and affordable for all. And when you look at the reality of this gap, it really boils down to three big things. First, you've got these really common but serious issues, stuff like sleep apnea and insomnia, that just fly under the radar. They go totally undetected, especially in communities that don't have a lot of resources. Then, at the same time, you have these incredible, life-changing treatments and technologies being developed, but they're way too expensive or just not available to the very people who need them the most. It's a huge disconnect. But okay, it's not all bad news. Not at all. There is a lot of hope here. And that hope is really coming from science. The path forward is literally being paved by research. So let's dive into how science is taking on this challenge. So this is the real challenge, right? It's like trying to bridge these two completely different worlds. Over here, you've got amazing scientific progress happening, brand new ways to diagnose and treat sleep problems. And way over here, you've got whole communities where none of that progress is actually felt. The whole game is about connecting those two worlds. So the big question is, how do we actually do that? Well, it breaks down into three main steps. Step one, we've got to keep the vital clinical research going, developing even better ways to diagnose and treat these disorders. Step two, we have to build global awareness. Shout these breakthroughs from the rooftops. And number three, and this one is absolutely crucial, is what's called intentional application. That's a fancy way of saying we have to go out of our way to make sure this new science actually gets to the people who need it. And look, this isn't just some theory, right? This is happening in the real world. You have initiatives like World Sleep Day that are doing exactly this. They're playing a massive role by bringing all the experts and advocates together to share this kind of research. It puts it on a global stage and really helps close that gap. This commitment, it completely changes the conversation. We're not just talking about a medical problem anymore. We're starting to talk about sleep as something much, much bigger, as a fundamental human right. And that one idea, it reframes everything. The goal isn't just, let's do better science anymore. The goal is advancing sleep health as a universal right. Just think about that phrase. It completely changes the why behind all the research, doesn't it? This really gets right to the heart of it all. Think of it like this. The old way of doing things kept all the benefits of research locked behind a gate, Only certain privileged groups had the key. But this new vision, the equity vision, is all about smashing that gate open. It's about making sure those benefits can flow out to everyone, especially the people who are struggling the most. So, I want to leave you with this one final thought, this one big question that really drives this whole conversation. As we keep making these amazing scientific leaps forward, we just have to keep asking ourselves, who's getting left behind? And making sure the answer to that question is nobody? Well, that's how we'll know we're really making progress. Thanks so much for joining me.